Shedy choosing to ban Mausoleum and Buster. Oh no, we are going for the double Twintelle. Oh, this hasn't been... Okay, there we go. Now it's fixed. Okay. We're seeing Shedy with the his standard Twintelle set here with the toaster and the chakram. Raffa actually going in for a set which I've seen Cairo use a lot with the Chilla and the Lockjaw. That Lockjaw is gonna, like I said with Yam, just block a lot of those medium weight arms, and this is going to be such a deadly rush if it connects too. Both players do have their rush ready. Shedy getting a bit more chip in there. Oh, but that is a freeze, but that grab is going to be broken by Shedy's rush. So let's see if Raffa can find an opportunity to get that rush in there. Raffa closing in a lot more, but that glove rush is going to go to the side. Shedy just managing to dash out of the way there. Raffa being down a lot of health early now here. Shedy not falling for the freeze mind game there. And is going to be able to close off the round, just spending that rush on Raffa's with Chilla. We're going into round 2. Both players choosing to keep their arms. Raffa does have the rush advantage here, has the rush there right away, and is actually closing in a lot on to Shedy. Choosing to go for the rush right away though. That is going to get a bit of damage with the shield break, but Shedy did manage to stop most of that damage from happening. Shedy being a bit more of an aggressor here, taking a lot more of that middle stage. And gets the rush off of the whiff grab. At that close of a range, the chakrams, stuns, into grabs work really well. But Raffa has been getting a lot of pokes in of zone and is potentially gonna bring Shedy into almost rush range, but that grab is just going to go through the actress aura. But Raffa does manage to just barely catch Shedy there, and that lockjaw rush is huge, especially with that glove rush keeping Shedy in place. Same character, obviously same character, but same loadouts for round 3 too. Shedy trying to go for the get off me rush, but Raffa manages to guard it in time. And Raffa getting a bunch of nice jabs in there onto Shedy's approach. Shedy taking the middle ground again though, but Raffa has the rush available. Does not get the initial Chilla onto Shedy. There is a freeze there though. Shedy waits it out. And Shedy just manages to get rushed back again. Going back into the center. Pushing Raffa slowly towards the corner. And there's the rush on the extended arms. A nice 330. But now we see Raffa almost getting that rush back of his own. That is a broken lockjaw though, so Shedy does get damage off that. One more grab from Shedy will take it, or a 1-2. There's a nice toaster hit onto Raffa's jump. But both players do have the rush there, though. Shedy actually choosing to block Raffa's counter rush. Oh, that is a broken arm, though. Raffa gets a nice Chilla in there. Gets another hit, but Shedy manages to punish Raffa's over-aggression to try to get that last hit in there. And Shedy takes game 1. Oh my gosh, my throat. Mausoleum and DNA are the bands. And Raffa is running it back to sparring. And gonna stay the same character too. The last match was fairly close, so maybe Raffa just thinks don't have to change the arms, don't have to change the character, just maybe change the playstyle a little bit to try to adapt. We see Shedy going a bit more into the center there, but losing out on the freeze mind game there, taking the charged lockjaw to the face. Raffa definitely doing a lot better here with the nice lockjaw hits. And also dodging Shedy's poke. There's another freeze from Raffa. And just like that, Shedy is at less than half, and that rush is going to take it. That's a perfect. I thought for sure Raffa took some chip there, but apparently not. Shedy changing things up, going for the double toaster here. I mean, I always kind of question it when we go for the same character on the same map as a run back, but it's working for Raffa. 3 nice gloves in there from Raffa at the start of the match. Shedy equalizing things a bit with that rush, but has to spend it, of course. But Shedy does get rushed back faster than Raffa with the double glove pressure. Raffa getting that rush fast though, but that was Shedy just at the end of the dash, so Shedy could shield just in time. Shedy also rushing into Raffa's shield there. And now we see the fabled Twintelle butterfly mating dance, as it was coined by, I don't remember, I think it was Grimps. And Raffa takes game 2 with that rush, just so powerful with that lockjaw supported by the Chilla. Raffa bans DNA and Temple. We'll see if Shedy does stay with the Twintelle, just continuing the Ditto, or if Shedy's gonna go for one of his other picks. I mean, Raffa can stay Twintelle without question in this. Shedy choosing to go to Mausoleum. So we are going to be seeing a bit of a more defensive stage than Sparring Ring in game number 3. And Shedy is also switching to Min. I said before I was wondering if Shedy had a Min. Apparently Shedy does have a Min. Oh yeah, it's this set. Raffa putting the Hydra in the back pocket instead of the Mander. Shedy. Okay, I see. So Shedy going for the Min, which is his set with an aid. I think he had a Min and a Lola set with the same arms here. But that nade is gonna go through Twintelle's aura a lot better than just the one hit Toaster and Chakram and his Twintelle set. Raffa is taking a bit of an early lead though. That Lockjaw just so good at knocking down those two straight forward arms. Raffa does go for the rush there, but that is a little too close to that nade. That is going to knock Raffa down. If Shedy plays this well, Shedy could still very much take the round with that rush. Has to go for the right opportunity though. Does not have any tools in this kit to make a confirm easy. And that is a freeze from Shedy, but just catching Raffa on that air dash there to go for the rush opportunity. So we have one round from Shedy. Raffa starting round 2 with that rush lead. And Raffa is just going full Cairo with the double Chillas there. And yeah, just closing in and getting that freeze onto Shedy and just spamming that aura close range to seriously limit Shady's options. And that is a nice grab mix up there too. Both players do have the rushes there though. Raffa going back into close range, playing a little with fire with that heavy trampoline movement, going for that glove, but glove rush in response to Shady's single glove rush, but Shedy getting a better angle there with the min-min air dash. It doesn't matter though. Raffa gets a nice exchange after that and ends the first round with a grab. I mean the second. Whoops. That's right. Really nice adaptation with the double Chillas. 4 more Ice Mind games though. Raffa choosing to approach using the aerial aura on the trampoline though. It definitely does work for Twintelle better than most other characters. Both players do have that rush. Yam did manage to knock down Raffa, so Yam does have that charged nade. But Raffa just going for a huge barrage of Chillas there, because they'll just go through that cracker, and if they catch the charged nade, then Shedy might just blow himself up. So Raffa definitely does have the advantage when it comes to outboxing Shedy. Raffa trying to go for the rush as a get off me there with the nade. A bit too far away though. And Shedy trying to catch Raffa's dashing out of that shield, but Raffa just choosing to hold the shield there. And Raffa stays with the health lead. Nice and nade onto Raffa's air dash though, and that explosion just confirmed into another nade hit. And one nice nade hit there from Shedy. Puts Shedy at match point. Or is it like set point? Because yeah, something point. Yeah, this is fairly tense. Shedy only has to win one more match now, banning Via and Buster, just not wanting to go to any of those stages with a lot of corners, and Raffa picks Mazo. Again, Shedy switching over to the Ribbon Girl though, causing Raffa to back down from the ready and maybe rethink things a bit. Oh, Raffa's going for the Cobra. Really interesting Cobra set there from Raffa too. Not going for that, not going for that popper megawatt style, which he's so known for, but choosing to go for a set really close to the defaults to focus less on the weight advantage and more on just catching Rib Girl's movement options, especially with that Hydra to catch the jumps. Shedy is slowly winning the poke war, but Raffa is coming back a bit. The Hydra being fairly good at just catching straight up jumps, and the slam catching side jumps very well, but Shedy is countering this by just dashing on the ground. That is going to be a rush to end things off from Raffa's side, though. Both players getting a lot of nice pokes in there, but Raffa just getting the rush opportunity first. Shedy switching things over to the double glove to try to punch through that Hydra a bit better. Trying to close in onto Cobra to get that rush, but Raffa's just not having it. I mean, we did say that Mazo is fairly good for characters that can run away. And while that mainly did mean Ribbon, Raffa is also doing a fairly good job of using Cobra jumps to sidestep those double gloves. Raffa having the rush now, trying to approach, probably going to try to get one of those Slamamander wind confirms. Like we saw Raffa just fish for several wind slams there, but Shedy playing a bit more patiently and waiting for those slams to go in the shield. Shedy also has the rush now though, and Raffa is in rush range. Both players just exchanging boxes here, and neither wants the rush to go to waste, but Shedy just outboxing there. Getting a bunch of hits that go through that Hydra. Both players do start off round 3 with the rush ready though. I don't think anybody's fallen on the center yet, so we are probably not going to be seeing Cobra trampoline action now. Shedy going for the rush first, and that just barely catches Raffa because of that extended Hydra. Now Raffa trying to approach Shedy and gonna try to look for that rush opportunity himself. Slides in, gets the close range slam angled inwards, so it'll knock down any of the toasters. But Shedy now knocking Raffa down onto the trampoline. That does open up a world of Cobra movement possibilities though, so Shedy has to watch out. That is a bunch of really nice Hydra hits in there though. That is an arm break, and Raffa takes a grab, and Raffa ties the set up. So this is a 2-2. Raffa choosing to ban DNA and Temple here. And let's see how Shedy approaches this. Is it going to be Ribbon or is it going to be Twintelle? And what stage is it going to be too? And we are going to be going to sparring. Again. Both players did take a game off each other on sparring, so... This is going to be a pretty interesting pick here, but this time, Raffa is on the Cobra again. Shedy switching back to the Twintelle, though. Raffa also having the more standard megawatt set there. Though, if Raffa plays this correctly and uses the megawatt to knock down that toaster, it's going to be fairly nice. But Raffa just using those continued hits from that popper to break the chakram side of Shedy there, and gets a nice hit in there, putting Shedy at 3/4. Pokes being exchanged there, but because of those constant poppers, Raffa does have the rush already. Could easily confirm with the megawatt shock or with the popper knockback. Shedy has a rush too, though. But Raffa does have the weight advantage with the megawatt. Though that doesn't really matter here because Shedy does have the curved flurry. As we can see there, Raffa trying for the counter rush, but Shedy angling the chakram rush outwards so it would not get blocked by the megawatt, which is slower than the toaster there. So that rush did equalize things a bit, but Raffa is winning the poke war with that popper. So even though that rush exchange went in Shedy's favor, both players are still... Raffa, let me finish a dang sentence. I'm so annoyed right now. Raffa just, even with that slip up in the rush exchange, Raffa's popper skills... You know, those just stay really good. It looks like there might be a bit of lag, though. Oh yeah, but it still seems to be playable, though. So both players just continuing to play. Raffa has the rush there, but saves the megawatt and catches Shedy's dash out of shield to at least get half of that rush damage on. Now Shedy trying to approach with that rush ready. Raffa knocking down one of the toasters there with that megawatt and manages to get out of the way of that rush. Now it's up to Shedy to play aggressor and try to take the lead back, but that is a nice megawatt shock into grab there. The Cobra grab still dealing a lot of damage, and 1 megawatt will take the set for Raffa. Cobra indeed, and we are going to grand finals. It's Raffa all around.